Hey, everybody. Apple gave me a.
Oh, there you go.
You're so rude, so nasty, and so rude. Hey, Mary Brown, queen of scraps.
Oh,
Yeah,
congratulations too, Mary. You just won
yeah,
recently.
she did.
Yeah.
Jamaica, Deidre, Valerie, Mary, Leslie. Hey, y'all see the goal? Y'all see it really, really good or no? Y'all know, let me let you. Y'all see who's right there? Let me let y'all say hi to your friend.
Hey, everybody. Hello. I'm excited. This time I'm not talking to everybody through our phone call, which is great. And Milo's here too.
And Patrick still didn't find you a girlfriend? Tell the people. Hold on. Hold on, Milo. Patrick still didn't find you a girlfriend? He said he was.
Yeah.
You don't like it? Okay. He said it. You didn't hear him, but he said it. He totally
That's
said
so
it.
funny. All right. Let's get into it.
All right.
Let's have some fun.
Hey, y'all. All right. So we are using scraps, y'all. I have a ton of scraps. A ton.
Yeah.
Patrick, how do y'all organize scraps over there?
It's a mixed bag. So like normally when we're in the studio and we're doing like video content,
Yeah.
any like extra cuts, like we have little cuts of random stuff that are, whether it's a full scrap or like I consider this is a usable sheet. This isn't really a scrap, but normally throw all of these in the drawer and then once every like month take these on up to A&D, whatever they can salvage they'll use for them, and then whatever else is that they don't use, we just collect all the scraps in a bin. And then we do our scrap giveaway once a quarter. So we actually give away all of our scraps in our lives too, quite often.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is what we just did for the third semi-annual scrap giveaway. We just did a bunch of scraps. And I think those ones were 4 pounds, but we've done 4-pounders. We've done 6-pound bags, 10-pound bags for grand prize winners. So upstairs, they collect a ton of scraps all the time. So that's normally what we do. Or a lot of people like get the little files, like the little filing organizers and keep all their scraps. I'm not organized enough to do that. I just throw it in a pile, and when I need it, I look through it. So
I keep my vinyl scraps separate from my HTV scraps.
Oh, okay.
So I keep my vinyl scraps in this, but because I don't use a lot of vinyl,
yeah,
it's not overwhelming. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
I don't really.
Yeah, but that's still that's a bin of scraps though, right there.
Yes, all scraps, and then so I'll just put this on the front.
Nice.
And then I
like that.
I have my Cricut write out the labels.
Nice. Well, another thing I do too, which I don't necessarily publicly promote too much, but on IG, if you're following me on Instagram, so Patrick Siser NA on Instagram, I'll normally go through my scraps. If they get kind of crazy in my office at home, I'll just find somebody that's following me on Instagram and I'll DM them and say, hey, I have 50 sheets of scraps, or I have 4 pounds of scraps or whatever. Do you want me to send them to you? So I've done that a bunch too for people, of just sending whatever I have left. Because also I have the advantage of I work here, right? If I need a scrap, I can always cut something at work if I need it. But anything that's like business related that I keep separate from Siser, I usually just have a little bin and I'll say, hey, I'll ship you this whole thing. So
wait a minute, Patrick. Hold on now. Hold on now. Hold on now, Patrick. Wait a minute. Or I would say to my kids, wait a minute. Hold on now. I gotta type that in so people can know what you just said.
Yeah, no problem.
That.
And hi to everybody. I see Kristen's in here. Max Lifestyles is in here. I saw somebody say Eve, so I know Eve's in here too. We were just talking about you. Renee is in here. Hey, Linda. Hello, everyone. Hi.
What's the thing? Hey, Dimps. What's the following you? What's your
it's Patrick _ Siser NA.
_ Siser NA.
Yeah.
On IG.
Hi, Vanessa. And I only pulled out. So I did pull out scraps, but this is from upstairs. And I only pulled out just what I needed. So if I don't cut this right the first time, I don't have anything else to go on. So I'm challenging myself as well to not screw this up live.
Oh Lord. Now let me also say that my HTV scraps are not organized at all. It's actually quite terrible. I have them in a big container and it's not good.
Yeah, I try to go to that scrap pile every once in a while, especially if I know I need to cut. Like last night, my kids, you know, we waited obviously until the last minute to make Valentine's Day boxes for them for school. But it was easy. I got into the scrap bin and I found exactly the colors I needed. I didn't need that much of each, and it made my life a whole lot easier. So yeah, cool.
Hey everybody coming in. Let me turn this light on and see if I can reach it. All right, Patrick, I'm gonna follow your lead. I'm gonna let you.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, what are you making over there? What are you crafting away at?
See, that's better. Whatever you say.
Okay, you're gonna follow me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So that's perfect. That works. So I got 2 pieces of Brick 600. And for anybody that doesn't know what Brick 600 is, Brick 600 is actually a dimensional material. And it is about 600 microns thick. And I know most people, they're like, what does that even mean? If you ever use a normal iron-on heat transfer material, or say like our EasyWeed, that is about 80 to 90 microns thick. So Brick 600 is about 6 times more than that. So it's a thicker material, but we're going to be using that and actually layering on top, and we're going to make some fake earrings today. Or not fake earrings, but real earrings that we're going to use. And then I grabbed some little earring hooks as well from the store, so we can add those in after. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop into Leonardo. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to set up this file, and then we're going to cut it, we'll weed it, and we'll apply it all together. Does that work?
That sounds great.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So I'm going to hop in Leonardo. If you want to follow along, or if anybody's watching, I'll give you a minute to open up Leonardo Design Studio, and you can kind of follow along step by step with me on exactly how to make this, because it's a really super simple project to do, but the outcome looks awesome. Okay, so I'm going to hop into Leonardo, and I know you guys missed me already, so I'll still pop my face down in the corner for you. But inside Leonardo, we're on the main page. All I'm going to simply do, whether I have Pro or Basic, is I'm just going to bring up my text panel. Okay, and then for this one, what we're going to do is actually do love for the word. We're going to make earrings that say love on them. And the first step, as you guys already know, I just got to find a font that I like, one that works for this file. And I kind of like the rounded font of this one. So I'm going to go ahead and hit accept. And any font will work. Now, what I want to do, though, is I want to select my font, okay? And we're going to kind of rearrange this in an order that will work better for us. And I see a couple people in there that said, hey, I've never worked with Brick 600 before. Don't worry about it. I'll give you all the tea and all the details throughout this as well, okay? So what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and right-click on my design or my text, and I'm going to go down to paths, and then I'm going to ungroup my paths. Now, what this does, just separates each piece of my path or each piece of my text away from itself. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight the V and E, and then I'm going to simply hit Control W or Command W if you're a Mac user. And what this will be, this will give me the ability to do is weld these 2 shapes together, these 2 letters. We're just going to stack those underneath. And actually, what I want to do is I'm going to get rid of that O, because I think what we do is let's add a heart in there instead of the O. And then all I'm doing is aligning the L and the V to the side just so they're even. And then the next step is really simple. I can go into the design library, or you know what, actually, I'm going to show you guys how to do something that I haven't really shown yet before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go into, and I'm going to close all this stuff out, and I'm going to find Heart SVG. Okay, I'm just looking up Heart SVG. You guys can see what I'm doing. I'm not saying what I'm doing so that nobody gets in trouble. And let's go ahead and grab a random one that we like. Not super crazy about these ones. All right, so what we could do is let's do like this one here. I kind of like the way that one looks. Go ahead, take a quick snippet, and I'm just going to save that to my desktop as whatever it is. So this will actually save as a PNG, okay? So now I can go over into Leonardo, hit import, which is just Control I, go and find that heart, and I'm going to bring this in as a print and cut. Now, I know that this sounds crazy to everybody, but as I go through all of these screens and I make sure that I remove all the background, get it really tight to the image, Go on to next. I have that basic cut line that you guys are used to seeing with print then cut images. Well, here's how we're going to take a print and cut, which is typically not something you can cut with heat transfer vinyl, and how we're going to make it cuttable with heat transfer vinyl, if you're catching my drift out there, okay? So with that, I'm going to deselect the print and cut option. And if I bring this heart on over to the side, it kind of grays itself out. This is letting you know that this is a PNG image. So it has to be on the design page to actually be functional, okay, and work for us. So what I'm going to do now, simple enough, is I'm going to take this and convert it from a PNG to an SVG in a couple of clicks. And here's how fast it works in Leonardo. Select my PNG, go down to my build cut contours. I'm going to select editable contour only, hit apply, and then I can remove my PNG, and then there is my SVG that's cuttable.
Patrick, you showing out.
Hey, listen, do as I do, don't listen to the words.
Lord
have
mercy.
I know most people are like, oh, now I can do this, and I'm not condoning it. I'm just showing it for the sake of this live. So now we can go ahead and let me just adjust this heart. And as I always say in our lives, I think that looks cutesy bootsy, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay,
so I think that
cutesy
looks
bootsy.
Cool. Yeah. So what we're gonna do?
Patrick, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Lord, wait a minute, Patrick. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on now. Wait a minute.
What's up?
Do you see my chair back there?
Yep.
You don't. That means I'm gonna be on the floor. Okay.
So listen, real quick and easy ways to do these things. They can be done quickly. Sometimes it's about just knowing the workaround, because all softwares are not created equal, right? So inside Leonardo Design Studio, there's also a vectorizing tool that we've added in beta. Okay, so you guys can go, and I want to show you this really quick before we have a total aneurysm. Okay, so listen.
Because I'm about to be on the, and Milo is right by my feet, so I'm gonna land on him, and it's they're gonna tell my animal cruelty.
So inside Leonardo, if you go to the My page, there should be an image vectorizer beta as well. You can play around with this if you would like, but I usually find it easier, bring in, as long as it is, and this is the distinction I want to make though, Delonda, to everybody, is like, it has to be either a single color PNG file, meaning we had just a red simple heart that we could trace.
Okay.
If you're trying to bring over a full photo and trying to break that down, not going to work. But if we have things that are traditionally set up for print and cut and cuttable, usually the elements are separated enough to where you can create that PNG file with cut lines and then transfer it and make an SVG file out of it. And then the only thing that you would have to do is maybe change colors of different layers and elements, because usually when you convert it, everything comes as one color, and then you can separate your image, recolor it, and you're good to go. So I just want to make sure that there's that distinction made as well, that this is very possible with any image that you grab. But think of, and I'm just going to throw it out here into the group because I know everybody's thinking about it. Think of the logos and stuff that you're always trying to replicate and you're trying to make. Those are what I'm talking about. Solid color, solid shape, no images and stuff in there. We're not there yet, but this is a great starting point to get there. Okay? And
you can do that, what you just did with that heart, you can do that with Pro or Basic?
You know me, I don't show Basic unless it's on our live. I mean, I don't show Pro unless it's on our live specific. Anything I show on auxiliary lives like this, where we're doing it outside of our normal like Siser lives, I only try to show you basic tools, and I'll always make sure you know if it's a Pro tool. So nothing I've done so far and nothing we're gonna do here is in Pro. This is all basic stuff that we're doing.
All right.
Okay, so I want to go on to the next one, because now we have the layout of our earrings, which they're going to be awesome. But what we need to do now is we need to create that background contour for them. So I have two pieces of vinyl, or of the Brick 600. So what I'm going to do is change this part of the image to red. Okay. And then I'm going to actually change the background to my dark background. And the only reason why is I want the base of these earrings to be that white layer. So I want to make sure it's dark so I can see what I'm doing. So anyway, we're going to select now our full image, which has all been welded together. Okay. We're going to go back down to that build cut contours tool. And now we're going to hit editable contour again. Let me actually bring this full screen. And then now I'm going to keep this black for the time being, but I'll change that to white because that's the two colors I have. But just so you guys visually can see,
Patrick, what does that wireframe mean? Right there.
Wireframe. So wireframe is viewing basically the cut path by itself. So if I select wireframe, you'll see typically you just see straight lines or
Okay.
just the line work of the art instead of like the full color. So both either way operates the same way for a actual SVG or an actual design. Nothing changes. This is just the way that you view them in your software. So a lot of people might, if they have a lot of intersecting elements, like a lot of intersecting shapes, they may go to wireframe to see where all of those points intersect. So it's used in various ways, but typically it is just showing you the cut path specifically of your artwork. So with that, I'm just simply going to scale this up until I get a nice heavy contour around my image. Now, you can see I've closed off some of the holes that are here, but I like how far this contours. I like what this contour looks like right now for these earrings. So I'm going to stop here, and we're going to actually bring this whole thing and hit apply. So now you can see, and I'm just going to go ahead and change this to white for you. So now you can see the contour that we just built plus our top layer that we created, okay? Now with that, as all the ladies in this live that are watching, or anybody in there that has a wife that wears earrings, you probably know this information too. This is structurally probably going to be a little bit weak, right? Because we have really thin parts of our design holding itself together. So what I want to do is I want to make this a little bit stronger. And here's how simple this is. This is going to be so simple that you guys are going to be like, why are we not doing this all the time already? So I'm going to grab a simple square, okay? And I'm going to find the points that I want to cover. So I basically want to cover this whole parameter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from one corner. I'm just going to create a shape and cover that up, okay? Now what I want to do from here is, since this shape that I added is already selected, I'm going to hold down shift and then select the item that I want to weld it to, okay? And so all I'm going to do is hit weld. And if you'll ever notice in Leonardo, when you weld something together, it usually brings that whole layer to the front, okay? And it's just so you can ensure that you have a solid cut line and you don't have any like intersecting points and all that kind of stuff. So with that, all I have to do is go down to my bottom toolbar. Again, we're only in Leonardo Basic right now. We have not touched a Pro Tool, and I'm going to just bring that to the back layer, okay? So now we can see we're adding a little bit more structure to our design, and I can always go in really close on these points if I want to. And I can create new nodes, and I can kind of change the shape of what this will look like, give it more of a rounded shape.
What did you click on to get the nodes?
All I did is double click the shape. So when you are on a shape itself, all I have to do is find the shape I want to manipulate, double click, and you'll see these little tiny blue dots that pop up. And that'll allow you to drag lines down. What you can always do along the line is you can double click on the line to add a node if you want to add a new portion of the shape. Or if you want to say delete a portion or delete a node, you just find the one you want, double click it, and it's gone. Okay.
I'm gonna call my daughter and let her know all the passwords and stuff to my account in case I die. Because you about to kill me, Patrick. Okay? Come on now.
That's funny. So now what we got, now we have a little bit more of a common shape of some kind. I'm not really crazy about it. I'm more of like a straight angle, like right angle kind of person. So I'm going to go ahead and actually remove this and just keep it flat. It also will help with the structural integrity of the earring when we're done too. So these have also been tested, tried and true by my daughter. My 5-year-old, I made these and she stole them from me. And she's been testing away on them for me, basically wearing them every morning, waking me up to put these on.
Reasonable.
So I'm gonna do the same exact thing I did before. I'm just gonna add a shape. Okay, and in this case, as you can see, even though I've added this shape to the design, I still have a little bit of a gap, right? So what I'm gonna do is now I can duplicate this shape or copy and paste it. So however you like to copy and paste in your own software, whether that's Control-C and Control-V, you like to use the right click and do it manually, you could do whatever you need to, okay? So with that, I created a copy of this, and all I'm doing is I'm going in and I'm just filling in all of those spaces that I wasn't able to fill in with the first one. So there we go. There's that shape. I'm going to create one more copy, make it slightly smaller so we can fill in that shape. And now, since I have my first element selected, I'm going to hold down Shift, drag over until you can see the second one that's highlighted now. And then I'm going to drag over until I see the third one that's highlighted. And this will be indicated in green. So now all three of those elements are selected together. the last thing I have to do is select the main contour that I want to weld them to. So now I can hit Control W, which welds it. We already talked about it, brings it to the forefront. So all I have to do is bring it back. Okay. And then now I see, oh yeah, go ahead.
Control W is only for Mac users, or is that for everyone?
No, Control W Control W for Windows, Command W. So Command is basically the control for Mac. But here's a really good example of why we need nodes. Okay, so we saw the two shapes that I added, right? And one I added slightly below the next one. So all I have to do now is I'm going to double click, and I can see that there's those two little guys hanging around. Oh, let me go down. There we go. Got these two little nodes. All I have to do is double click one to remove them. And as you can see now, that's gone. And then I can drag this down to flatten that line out. So now this line is completely flat. So when I view it, it'll view as flat for me, okay? All right. So last one, I'm repeating the same exact step, and I'll kind of, I'll kind of talk through it as I'm repeating it. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to fill in now this gap. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a simple square. Again, Leonardo Basic Tools. Highlight everywhere up to the point that I want to get rid of. And then I'm going to, because this new shape that I added in is selected, I'm going to go ahead and select the outbound, like the main shape. And then I'm going to hit weld and then bring that to the back layer. Now I've cleared this up. Now, with that said, this part of the E and this part of the E don't match. So again, another good reason why we have nodes. So I'm going to double click that, add one node, and draw that into a point. So now I can better kind of fit that basic shape.
Are the nodes finicky?
No, not really. I mean, like let me get really close into a portion of this. Not really. No, like if I double click, like I can add them anywhere I want. I can change the curvature of these nodes. I can extend the curvature. I mean, they're really, really easy to work with. But I will say with anybody that hasn't had a chance to do that yet, or hasn't had a chance to actually learn how to work with nodes and how to work with actual graphic art, like design artwork, it's something that you have to do a couple of times to kind of, make sure that you really have it solidified. It takes a minute to learn how to kind of manipulate a node, what they do, what they're for. But once you figure that out and you get comfortable with it, it's really, really easy to do. So,
the hotkey cheat sheet, where is that?
Hotkey cheat sheet, if you go on to, let me just double check, because I want to say that we added it. If you aren't already a member of the Siser North America support group, I know it's pinned to the top of our support page. I want to say that it's on our website. Let me just double check.
Okay.
It might be over in Leonardo. Let me double check. I believe there might be a blog on it too. So
Mary Brown said, let's see, I think she said she saved it. She was going to post it in the Facebook group.
Yeah. If you could, Mary, if you had saved it over, definitely share it over in Delonda's group for us, please. Okay. And then everybody will have it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there is a blog post too surrounding Leonardo as well. I want to say that it's somewhere in there as well, but I was looking for it because right now we have on our website, we have like material reference charts, digital media instructions, PSV settings, HTV cutting settings, and all of that kind of stuff too. So. Yep. All right. So let's hop back into Leonardo, and I want to show you the next couple of quick steps to create now the little keyhole, like the little eye hole that our hook will go into, and then we'll get into the cutting of this. How about that?
Oh, I'm ready.
All
and
right.
the other thing you said, but with the other thing that we talked about, so after we finish this, would that work best, like if there was just a word, right? I just want to use a simple word. Okay, I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, talking about like this method?
No, the other thing with the strips.
Oh, you're talking. Oh, yeah. No, that works really, really good. Yes, if you're lining your strips up, because all you do is you're basically just your cut path is just covering all of the material, so it will cut through everything. And then the only tedious part when you are using like strips of scraps is when you weed them, you got to weed obviously each strip out. Yeah. But it makes it's easy, and the outcome always looks really, really cool.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey, Martha. Okay.
Hey. All right, so let's hop in. I'm going to show you now the last quick step on how to finish these off. Okay, so we've made one side to an earring. Okay.
Yeah.
And I just want to make sure we make that distinction that this is only one side of it. It will be double-sided, but I'll show you how to kind of, as Missy said, flip it down and reverse it.
Okay.
So listen. So what I'm going to do is now I'm just back into my shapes again, all basic shapes still. And I have a simple circle, and I'm going to add that into my screen, and I'm going to make that purple just so I can see it well. And all I'm going to do, I'm not going to move this circle from where it's at. And I want to make sure that everybody knows when you're working in Leonardo, what I'm about to show you is really simple and really easy to do, but you also moving your shapes could mess you up, but I'll show you the fix on how to fix it too. So all I'm going to do is simply collect the one shape, copy and paste it, and leave it exactly where it is. Okay. Then I'm going to change the color of that shape. So I'm only working on the front layer now. So the purple is still behind it. Okay. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to select that top shape, hold down the shift button, which if you guys didn't know, in the bottom right-hand corner of Leonardo, we give you a lot of like mouse hints and those quick hints to navigate. So if I hold down shift and I actually drag this from the one corner, this will stay proportionately and centered. Oh, well, until I move it on accident. Hold on. There, right about there. Cool. So now I have my front layer, my back layer. Okay. And I'm just going to simply select both of those, go down into my weld tools. And the second one is remove front. And now we've just created basically a donut hole. That's our goal, or what we were going for with this. Create ourselves a donut. See, even Milo's excited about it. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to scale this down a little bit. We're going to kind of fit it into place where a natural like eye hole for a earring would live. So kind of maybe right off the L. So then this whole image, if I did that, when they hang, they'll kind of hang this way off the ear, or I could kind of hang them this way if I wanted to move it over top. There's a ton of different options that you have, or where you're comfortable, or where you want to place that little hole so that you can thread in the actual earring piece. But I'm just kind of showing you that you can also represent that in software by, I already know that if this little hole is here and the earring is worn from this position, then we know that this whole image, when it's on the ear, it'll probably lay flat. So it's an easy way for me to kind of see, all right, well, what way is this going to lay down, or what way is it actually going to be displayed when I put them in? Now I can see it before I even get started. Okay. With making. So now, simple enough, what we need to do, select the new element like we did when we added in and filled these shapes in, or these gaps. Select my white boundary, that back contour, because we're going to weld this white with this little circle, the little donut we made, and we're going to simply just weld those together. Now, sometimes, as you just saw, if I select, say, the shape first and then my back contour, the color may change to whatever element that I selected first. But again, all of that's fixable. I'm going to bring it to the back of my design, and then I'm going to simply just turn that white again, and now we're done. Okay, so here is the last step in creating these. So not only did we show you how to make it, I showed you how to take something from the interwebs and utilize that as an element. We showed you how to clean up some stuff, showed you notes, showed you how to make basically the ring that will fit all of this together. Now the last step is sizing this. So for this one, I'm going to actually go down to about, let's go to, I don't want to go just quite 2 inches. Let's go like 1.75. So a little bit under 2 inches, but this will give me a good base to work from. So last step to create these earrings is I've made a front. I now need to make a back. Okay, so again, we're just going to select the whole image, copy and paste, bring that on over to the side, and then we're going to go down to our tools here, and we're just going to mirror horizontally. Okay, so the reason why is that when I flip this, and when this cuts out and I flip this over, it will be on the back side of the front part of my earring, which will basically create that sandwich of adhesive of materials, kind of keep everything together, if that makes sense. Okay. So now from there, I'm just going to simply align all of these up. And I got to make two because my oldest daughter also got mad at me because I didn't make one for her. So I'm going to make 2 sets of these. So there's one. So, and then this right here, just so you know, when we duplicate and we mirror this one, this is all one earring. This is one earring. Okay. So if I want to make 2 sets of these, I need to obviously duplicate, both of those and bring those up. So now I have 4 earrings total that I'm making. Okay, so 2 halves may obviously make 1 whole. I just like to make sure to make that distinction so that nobody calls me and yells at me because I told you the wrong info. So, and actually I'm going to just make 1 for now, just for the sake of time. So I'm going to go ahead now and select everything, hit send design, and I'm not going to touch anything on the send design menu. And I just saw too, Linda, where's that at? Linda Lowry just said, or Lowry, sorry if I pronounce it wrong. I've never used Leonardo. Well, listen, Linda, listen. Listen, you can go right now inside, inside www.siserna.com. I want to show you this really quick. SiserNA.com. And if you actually go over to the Leonardo tab and hit 2 things that you can find. There's the Leonardo Design Studio Basic versus Pro. This is where you can go to see all of the tools that are added in, whether you're using Basic or you're using Pro. There is also a place to download the software for absolutely free. So you don't need to pay anything. We don't even ask you for a credit card to register. You can just register and start playing around with Leonardo Basic. And if you decide you want to go to the Pro, you feel free. You can always migrate over and you can go to the paid program. So you can find it there or at the top on the Leonardo Design Studio, which is the main page for Leonardo Design Studio. There is a place to download the software there. So all you have to do, you click that link. It'll take you on over to the account.siser page. You'll register an account, and then you can download the software. You can start playing with this and make earrings today if you wanted. The only thing you can't do is that if you have Basic, you obviously can't cut anything out because you don't have a cutter. So, but you can play around with Basic, see how you like it first, and then you can move on and maybe decide either whether you want to do Pro or get a Romeo or a Juliet or whatever that may be. I won't pressure you. You can see for yourself. So, what's up? Delonda, come say hi. Well, it's Delonda's on a live right now.
Well, I probably shouldn't swear then.
You're good over here. And she's a potty mouth, so it's fine. I'm just kidding. Anna's just stepping in to say hi really quick before she set it out. Yeah. Oh, hold on 1 second. You're on mute or something.
Can I do what you just did?
What?
Can you watch me as I try to do what you just did?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, you can.
Hey, Anna, y'all say hi to Anna.
Wait, what just happened? Oh, hi, Anna.
I'm showing them how to make the earrings right now.
Oh,
I'm taking them
cool.
step by step through it. So
This looks cool.
you like the new setup?
I like this.
You want to say hi to Milo?
Oh, hi. He's so cute.
Do you ask her if she has a girlfriend for you?
Yeah. See, she keeps trying to get me to hook up Milo with one of my dogs.
Somebody.
Yeah. Love Siser baby puppies.
See you later,
Oh
Gator.
my gosh, look at all the. I'm laughing so hard at this.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Anna.
See, they know. Look, Kristen even said Patrick got Anna. Look at
Don't
Delonda.
get used to it, Kristen.
Listen, you got Anna on a
It's
live.
because I have makeup on right now, then I'm okay being here.
Nice, yeah.
Sometimes I don't. Can I have the computer?
Which one? This one?
That one.
You want this one? Yeah. Give me 1 second.
Mine too, Shamika. Mine too. That's why I'm getting ready to try while he's on here.
We're only live, you know, these social managers. Ugh,
Listen.
just kidding. So cool.
All right, I'm going into the software, Patrick. I'm gonna try
Right,
to do exactly
that one's
what you
plugged into
just
mine.
did.
There's another one I think out there or upstairs. There should be one if you need a charger for it. Yep. All right, cool. So you're about to go in and try it out.
And so
Let's
you
see
can
it.
help me in case I get stuck.
Okay, cool.
All right.
All right.
I'm in Basic.
That's fine. So what we're gonna do? Pull up the text tool.
Okay. I want to try to do it. Don't tell me.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll let you do it. Here, I'm gonna prep some of my stuff while you're doing that, and then I'll kind of watch you too.
All right.
If that works.
Okay. So I'm just gonna pull up any text. I'm gonna use Patrice's favorite ask why. So I'm gonna type in
There you go.
LOVE. Wonder if I can just do it like this.
Oh, you're talking about the scrap strips, right? That you're doing? Or are you trying to make the earrings right now? Which one are you doing?
I'm doing the earrings.
Okay, cool. I just want to make
follow
sure.
along.
No, I just want to make sure because we talked about the scrap strips too. So I just want to make sure if we're diverting from that, let's stick with earrings. I'm good with that too.
So somebody said, can you use it on the iPad?
So Leonardo Design Studio Pro can and cannot be, and I want to make that distinction.
Milo?
If you are a Mac user, primarily for your computer and iPad, And if you use Sidecar at all, that's where you can draw basically your computer screen on over to your iPad. You can definitely sidecar Leonardo and use a pen tool and actually use some of the vectorizing tools and operate Leonardo. Secondly to that, if you have like a Wacom tablet, so for any of my graphic designers out there that might design and actually illustrate, as long as you have one that has a screen where you can bring the software over, you can 100% use it. As of right now, we do not have a mobile application built, but as you notice with Leonardo, anytime you watch Delonda's lives or if you're watching any content that surrounds the cutters and software, it's very simplistic, the platform, the way that it looks. And we did that with the intention that once we go to a mobile application, there's not a jarring difference between what you see on a PC to what you see on your iPad to what you potentially see on your phone. Mm-hmm. So that's the reason why, like, you know, panels can all be shifted and moved and collapsed and all of that stuff, is because we wanted to set up the foundation of it, but we're just not there yet. So hopefully soon. And when I say soon, everybody that saw me at Walla knows that soon is loose with me now at this point. It could be a year before, but we are always looking to improve and working on those kind of things. So again, when I say soon, I'm hoping within the next 15 or 18 months that we have something that we can use just for mobile applications. So,
okay.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, cool.
All
so
right.
Next steps.
So I have my text and now I want to do it a little bit different in a way that I can try to remember. And then if I get stuck, I'm going to ask.
That's perfect.
So
that's perfectly fine.
I have the text and I have never used this down here. This little space. I've never used it, but I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
So, let me see if I can just, no, like that. Hold on. Let me go back. Let me go over here. And you did.
It might have something to do with how the paths are used.
I need to ungroup. No, I need to.
Nope, you're right. Go with your gut.
Ungroup.
Yep.
And then go over here. And
not yet, though. Hold on.
Not that. Hold on. Wait.
You're good. No, you're good. You're good.
Oh,
you're
wait.
Good.
I know. Don't tell me.
Okay. Yeah. Now you figured it out. All right. Good. Go for it.
I need to group the V and the E back.
Bingo.
And then I can move this L down. And then I need to bring in a heart. I'm gonna bring in this heart.
When I have to apologize to the audience too, because I'm like shifting and moving around. Just so you guys know, a little movie magic. I usually put a camera directly in front of the TV that I do these streams on. So I'm looking at the camera, but obviously it makes it look like I'm engaging and looking at you, which is what I want to do. Yeah. So I'm kind of like looking around the camera at the TV to make sure you're going to the right places.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this in like this as a printing cut. It's a PNG.
Bring it in as a pin. Yep.
Next, and then next.
Go through all your normal screens.
And then next, and then finish. And then you said if I move it over here, it's not as I need to have it up there, but I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna bring it back over here.
Make sure that it's in boundary, like in boundary of your page.
Hold on, let me bring this up. I'm gonna do page marks.
You don't actually, so so this is the one step that it does get confusing. So I will help you just with this one, okay? Deselect the print and cut job under the artboard panel. Okay. So now we're back to a normal platform. And then now you can go to this next step.
And then change it from a PNG to editable.
Correct. Editable, yep.
Apply. And then move this off. And now I have my art.
And now you have your SVG.
Okay. And I can kind of rotate it a little bit like that. And I can delete this. And now, well, first I want to bring all of this up. And then I can just group it all together.
And then you group, yeah. Oh, well, you can weld them together. Sometimes it's because then you just know that it'll never separate on you.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Now you did, don't tell me. You did.
No, you're good. I'm not even watching you, so I couldn't tell you if I wanted to. I'm giving you the space.
Then you did a build contour. And you added editable contour and you include the holes and you added a background. I think
for that. So for that one, change it just so you can see. So like change it to red or something. Doesn't matter what color.
It does. Red is always important.
Listen,
Red
well,
is
Red
the
didn't,
best.
Red, no offense, but Red didn't win over the weekend. So
Wait a minute. Well, look, that's
listen,
on them.
listen,
That's on them. That's on them.
listen, Linda, we're not getting into that. No, I'm just
Listen,
kidding.
y'all
There
had a
you
good job, win the game.
So this is actually a really good depiction of what we both did. So as people can see with mine, it had a lot more like dead space that I had to fill in. Whereas the way that you decided to set up your artwork, it's much less dead space to work with. You really only have one. And actually, if you do hit include holes, just deselect that. There you go. So that'll remove it for you. So you can actually bring that contour down a little bit if you wanted to. It's up to you. There you go. Beautiful. So then the next thing that you have to add into it is add into your little eye piece that the earring hook will go into.
Okay.
Yep. There we go. That's it.
You did that, and then you did
copy and paste. Yep. And then we just won't touch it. Change that color just so it's easier to see. Yeah, just something that, that's contrasting. Cool. There you go. And then there's a hotkey that you need to hold.
Don't tell me.
Sometimes you just have to shift your mindset.
Shift. Okay. And then if I do that, resize from the center. Because if you do Alt, resize non-proportionally, Control is resize. What do you have to say for yourself? Okay. Patrick.
There you go. And then there you perfect. Nailed it. Nailed it.
And then remove front.
And then remove front. So you guys can see my toolbar was a lot bigger than what Delonda's working with right now. She's in the basic. I stuck to the pro, right? So like you can also see everything that I just did, she can do over on, over on the basic. And as Kristen said, she's hitting me with the puns too. So shift is the key then, huh? Shift is always the key, Kristen. Okay. I need a shirt made like that now. If somebody wants to send me artwork of shift is the key, that would be awesome. There you go. And this one is more of a guess and check. I mean, that part is really up to you. I would say err on the side of smaller as opposed to bigger. But obviously not so small that you're afraid it won't cut. Like that's good, I think.
And then you welded the little hole to the background layer.
Yes, perfect. Absolutely.
Well, maybe I didn't do it. I don't think I did. That.
You'll know that you did if it changes the color. So make sure that, and make sure you hold shift when you select both of them. There you go.
Oh, wait, but I think it was that. Okay, and then this paths weld, and then move it other one to the front.
Yep. Which you can do on the bottom toolbar. It's a second one from the end as well. So that one, and then there should be a move to back on there.
Oh, wait.
Oh, you know what? I realized what happened. Your the love is black as well. So hover over it till you find that element. There you go. Yeah. There it is.
Oh, okay.
So select that, just change the color. And then bring that you can bring that one to the front because that's probably still stuck in the back. There we go. Cool. Oh, I like the way that looks. I like that style, actually.
That's so cute.
I went real basic with my font now. Dang it. I could have totally did something a little cooler. I like that.
Okay. So you made the earrings what size?
So I did mine just because when I tested this on a class that I've done, I did mine like 1.5, 1.75 tall. And I just felt like that was enough to like make them big enough to be able to see, but not so big to where they're, they become hoop earrings or something.
I have another question, Patrick.
Yeah.
So with the circle and with the putting the other circle on the front of it and then doing the remove front, would that also work with text?
Yes.
So like, follow me for 1 second. So like,
Talking
if
about
I
like
take,
building a contour and almost like fake layering.
hold on 1 second. So if I do this and I put this over here and paste, right? Let's just say I move that, right?
Yeah.
And let's say I wanted another layer of this, but smaller.
Yeah. Yeah. You just go back to your build cut contour menu, and then you can do an inset instead of an offset. So you can actually build that image in if you want.
Tell me. Okay, let's go with this one.
Okay, cool.
Go here and go to build, cut contour, and then what?
So it depends on what you want to do with the artwork.
A smaller version.
If you're doing smaller, hit editable contour on there. Now the hard part is in Leonardo right now, and this is something that our software team is always looking at. Right now, that image or that back layer that you have, so basically the black layer on the back, that is only going to scale as a back layer. So it's very hard to see when you try to build like an editable contour and like inset. So here's what I do. Click on the print and cut option, which will give you the blue line and gray out your image. Build your inset. So go negative on the offset option in there. And now you can see that blue line and how small it's getting. And once you're comfortable or once you're satisfied with how big that layer is, now select editable contour again. And then hit OK. Or well, hit, include holes too. So it gets that E. There you go. Now hit OK. And then what you're going to do is click off of your design. Click the red again. And then move that to the back layer.
Both of them are red.
Oh, did it make both layers red?
No, they're both red, so I need to change the color of one of them.
Well, are both or here, pull that one to the side really quick. Pull it over to the side a little bit. No, yeah, you're right. No, it's black. You're good. You just have to take that and then just hit undo so it goes back. And then yeah, with the red selected, now bring that to the back layer. So is that what you're talking about? Yeah. So we added that in. This was actually the 2 updates ago. We added in the ability to not only do the outbound contour, but now you can do an inset. So you can either scale your images bigger or smaller, however you want to. Yeah.
So if I put this,
yep, you could layer that on top. Yeah. Or
I'm
what
gonna be under the table.
Hey, but also can I blow your mind and save you some time?
You already did.
Okay, so here's what you're gonna do. Instead of doing just that, take your that works. If you want to do 3 different colors, that would work. But if you're gonna keep that front layer just to black, what I would do is knock out that front layer and that smaller layer and the red layer. And then all it will do is you'll see the black from like the backing of the earring, if that makes sense.
Say that again. What?
Okay, here I'm gonna hop into mine because I want to show you as I'm explaining this.
Okay, let me stop sharing mine.
You're good. Okay, so let's take for example, I'm just gonna get a little bit bigger font than what I'm working with here. There we go. There we go. So let's say I'm going to make your name into like a keychain. Okay?
Listen, how many vowels? 3 of them.
Wait,
One
what?
of each. Baby, I love my name, Patrick, more than I should. Come on.
Listen, you freaked me out. I thought I spelt it wrong.
I love my name more than I should. Come on.
All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to build that outbound contour, okay? So just so we're all on the same page. So I'm going to make this big, scale this up. Perfect. Remove the holes. All right. So I have the back layer, which is the black layer of yours.
Yeah.
I have the front layer, which was your old front layer, and in red.
Come on, red.
And then what we did is we created another contour that we did, again, an inset instead of an offset to make that layer a little bit smaller. Okay. So now I have, maybe I shouldn't have did that. That's the other part too. Make sure that when you do use print and cut, just so you can see the lines, you make sure that you change over to an editable contour before you get done. So you don't do what I just did. So editable contour.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this shape here. I'm going to turn that one, or keep that black. I'm going to bring that to the front layer. Okay, and then I'm going to align. So this is where you're at right now.
Wait a minute. What did you just click to align?
Oh, all I did is, so if I don't have everything aligned, I can highlight everything and just hit C, or I'm sorry, Control, or sorry, what am I doing here? C and V, no control. Okay, so you just hit the hotkey C and then the hotkey V, which will align horizontally and vertically for you.
What?
Yeah. This is big stuff here, kid. We're showing the audience some fun stuff today. And then what I'm going to do, so this is where you were at. All right. So if I wanted to say create a third color, like you currently have, where it's like black, red, white, cool. We can layer. But if I'm just keeping this front layer the same color as the back, what would be easier for me to do is take these two layers, okay, go down to my options and hit that remove front. And so I can save myself some time to cut another layer. I can now just do a knockout, and now I have that color showing through. So if you're doing a simple 2-color, this is just a way to save a little bit of time of production, but also not have like a heavier item, because the more layers you add, obviously the heavier it becomes. But if you want to add in just the 3-color layers like you had before, let me align these really quick again, and then select here, here, and boom, done. Then you could layer black, red, and then white. So either way you can accomplish this. It's just, how do you want that outcome to look? You know what I mean? What do you want it to look like when all said and done?
Like that?
Yeah, okay. So
the whole earring, and it's going to be 10 inches of earring.
Yeah, if it's like that and it's the way you like it, that's perfect. I think that's perfect, and that works really, really good. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and start cutting out these really quick, because I want to get these cut. I don't, unfortunately, have a view of the cutter today, but I do have an overhead view that I can show you, like how to basically make this. And then I put a tight shot on the press, so I can show you how to layer it all together, okay? So all I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to connect my Wi-Fi in here really quick.
Patrick, what if I use one layer of flock? Could I do that?
One layer of flock?
Yeah, like if I do 2 brick, 1 flock, can I do that?
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, yeah. And on our website too, everything is indicated what's layerable and not layerable. And for anybody that's in, Leonardo Design Studio, we also have a material library in there that gives you exactly what's editable and what's not. All right. Yeah. If Patch keeps showing us more stuff, it's going to blow our mind. I need to call 911.
Lord have mercy, Patrick. This makes me feel like I know nothing, and I thought I knew a few things, but I feel like I know
you
nothing.
do. You know more. That's the thing with everybody out there that's watching right now. You know more than you think you know. It's just retraining the brain of being like, oh, I know I can do this in Cricut this way. It's just a different process here, or it might be a different term. That's really it. That's the biggest thing that's changed, I think, for most people. And then it's project specific, right? Like if I'm going to show you the Valentine's Day stuff that we just made, I'll show it to you in a minute, because I don't want anybody to have a heart attack too soon in the live.
My heart is beating so fast. I can't even tell you.
But you guys are already used to doing all this stuff. So have the confidence that when you go in, it's just retraining the brain, a different term maybe, or a different place to find it. That's really it.
I have one more question.
Go for it. Go for it.
So
I'm gonna set this up while we're talking.
Okay, Kristen said the other day that my discount code for Leonardo Design Studio Pro still works. She said that. Did you know that?
I say then use it. I didn't hear anything. I heard nothing. If you got discounts out there, I heard nothing.
Well, let me go ahead and put my link in that in. Hold on, Patrick. Keep going. Keep going, Patrick.
All right. 149. Let's see. 119244. Okay. So all I'm doing right now inside Leonardo, and I'll kind of show you what I'm doing, is I'm just connecting the Wi-Fi for me currently. So on the cutters themselves, they have an IP address. You can always change that IP address as well if you want to. But I'm just connecting that. I got a positive notification by the screen going away when I clicked OK. So all that's good. And I usually use this little button in software. It's a test cut option. And or not a test cut, but an area test. And what this does is this will run the blade, the parameter of this design without actually putting the blade down into the material. So I can just get an idea to make sure that my design won't fall off or on the page or anything like that. So it just gives me one little check before I actually get into cutting. So I'm going to go ahead really quickly on the cutter. I just want to make sure that I have everything lined up. I'm going to see if I can make more than one this way. Let's see if I can pull these over here and make a pair of these. Cool. I think that should work.
My heart is beating so fast. Like it's so many possibilities. It's just not even funny.
Well, listen, here's the other thing too. What you guys notice inside the design page, normally with heat transfer vinyl, we do what? We mirror. But because we've already created the positive and the negative, we've already created like a normal and a mirrored version. We don't even have to touch the mirror option because everything's already going to be done for us once we get to that cut step. So I'm going to go ahead and run this cut really quickly through the good old Juliet. And then I'm going to set up my next cut to be ready for when this one's done. So again, this is one earring and then here's two earrings. So we're going to go ahead and highlight those. And then once this physical cut is done, I can actually show you weeding it out on the overhead. Let's see. And I made, for these ones, just so everybody knows too, I made these ones just a little bit bigger so that on the camera you could see them. So typically when you do these, I wish I had the earrings I had yesterday, but typically I would do this probably an inch or less. But right now I'm just going to do them a little bit bigger so that it translates a little bit better on video. That's really all I want to make sure. Because if you decide to go back and hashtag replay this live, now you can stop it step by step. Cool. All right. I'm going to send over this file, do a quick area test, make sure we're good. We are good to go. Send that cut on over.
You're using Juliet? Yep,
I'm using Juliet right now. Yep. And then what we'll do is we'll hop on the overhead and we'll start weeding this away. I'm going to go ahead and grab my material. All I'm doing is pulling it. Just like that.
Yeah.
And as you can see with brick, it weeds pretty quickly, pretty easily. And then now I just have those little eye holes to knock out.
That I would have completely forgotten about.
Listen, you and me both. You don't know how many times I've messed that up. All right, and then I'm going to grab the red piece. We can do the same exact thing to that, but what I'm going to actually do for this one is I want to split up my two sides just so I can store one for later. All right. I'm also a little OCD, so I always like to cut to make things even for myself as best as I can anyway. So there we go. Okay. So now we can weed out. Now, here's one thing I will say with brick, okay? A lot of people like to just peel like you kind of saw me do with a solid contour, okay? Works fine. Brick is an extremely durable product, and it's very easy to use when we're weeding out, okay? And it doesn't break or anything. So here's what we do, though. When we do have brick and we have cavities that we may be pulling opposite so that we don't cause more work for ourselves, I just start to kind of pre-weed out like the insides of the E just to make sure those are done and ready to go because I'm going to pull this in this direction. So I'm not worried about this E because that'll pull out really easily. But this one, I just don't want to get it stuck, and then I have to come back and kind of pick out those two little pieces. So now that I have it pre-weeded in a couple spots, I can grab the edge or the corner. And now when I weed out over this V, I know that I'm not going to get hung up anywhere.
That's good. Okay.
See, but like I was saying with the other E, I can just pull because I'm pulling straight through those cavities anyway. In that direction. So sometimes it's really about the direction that we're weeding to make it easy. When you start getting yourself frustrated because something's not weeding out, sometimes take a look at the way that you're weeding or maybe the path that you're taking so that you can, correct yourself a little bit or hopefully make it easier for you. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off all the excess here. And for this one, what I really like about this project is I actually don't even need to keep the brick on the carrier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of pre-peel these off. So go ahead and peel. Done there. And then I'm going to pre-peel this. I cut a little bit deep, so I'm cutting a little through the carrier. But again, the forgiveness that you get with like our materials works really well.
Mm.
Go ahead, peel off that one. There's another earring. And then there's the top part. And then now these, I'm not going to peel off of the carrier because we'll keep these on. So now here's what I have. I have 2 pieces of Brick 600. This is the top part that has the color. So whether it's red or it's white or blue or whatever color it is. And the back side is the shiny side of that material. This is where the adhesive is. So the reason why we cut basically a mirrored version of itself is so we can apply the adhesive side to the adhesive side to give us one structured earring. And then after that, what we're going to go ahead and do is to layer onto the top, the red portion, we'll just apply that like we would any normal heat transfer material. Okay. So are you cool with me hopping over to the press?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So what I'm going to do is anytime I have a press, I always want to protect it in any way that I can. So I'm going to grab a Teflon sheet or a cover sheet, should I say. And then I'm going to grab a regular, I like using butcher paper that doesn't have like a glossy side to it. Here's what's really important about using a cover sheet that has like that Teflon or more like that grill paper material is that with the Brick 600, because it's thicker, I need a lot less pressure. If I add too much pressure when I apply the Brick 600 to itself, sometimes it can squeeze out the adhesive, which can then peel or pool over onto either the lower platen of our press, which could potentially dirty it and damage it, could get up onto the top portion of our press, which could also damage it, or could potentially stick it to like a parchment. So I always like using like a non-stick paper. I have both sides of my brick. Okay, this is the frontward facing side, non-adhesive side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take one, flip it over onto the press, and utilizing that heat that I have on the press, going to kind of flatten it out as best as I can. Okay, it's really just to make sure it's flat. The next portion that I want to do, this can be done both ways. I just find it easier to use a little bit of tape. So if you have any heat tape, I grab a piece of heat tape and I just run it across my design, kind of like that. Okay, and then now I'm just going to align these. I might be in the way of the camera a little bit, but I'm going to align these 2 pieces up. Let's go ahead, line that up, make sure we line that up. And then I'm just sticking the tape down to the actual sheet that I'm using as like my Teflon bottom sheet. And the reason why I'm doing this, 2 reasons. Number one, it's going to hold that piece into place, but it's also going to hold the structure of the whole earring into place for me so that I can lay down a cover sheet. I'm heating this up at 305 degrees for about 5 to 6 seconds. I don't have to go very long on the time because, again, we're already off of the carrier, so we don't have to release it from anything. Yeah. And then all I have to do is peel this whole thing up. And then now we just made, bring this over to the table. We just made, there's what we started with, and then now here's what we ended up with. And we just made a really solid piece that I can utilize for the earring. Now, the cool thing about this is too, and what I like, a couple things, and I'm not going to do the whole salesy plug for everyone, but I'll tell you why it means it's important to me. I made these for my daughter. So number one, that CPSIA compliance, knowing that her putting this material next to her skin, next to her face, that it's certified, that it's safe for her, which I'm just going to say it because we're in this live. There's a lot of other companies out there that we know, especially bigger ones that are making moves right now that don't certify their product or don't just simply pay to have their product certified. So I know it's safe, but also this is also a little bit flexible too. So like for her, I'm more concerned about if it gets caught on a backpack, running through somewhere and it gets caught on something, I would rather this tear than obviously her ear tear. So this is also flexible enough that has a little bit of give. So if she were to get it caught on something, it's not the end of the world. It's not going to hurt her, hopefully, or it's going to minimize, you know, what could potentially happen from that. Okay. So back on over to the heat press. All I'm going to do is the fun part now. This is everybody's favorite part, is I'm just going to do the back side of the earring first. So I'll do the love in reverse. I don't need the heat tape for this one if I don't want it, or if you choose to, you can definitely use it. Like I said, sometimes especially with brick, because it's more of a static carrier than a sticky carrier, it does have tendency to shift and slide around. So that's why I kind of prefer a piece of tape just to keep it safe. So I'm going to go ahead and align that up. Right there.
I'm just
Covered
looking
it.
through my scraps for some white brick. I don't think I have any.
Somebody just asked, Jen, great question. Can we layer diamond dust onto brick? Diamond dust can be a top layer only. So yes, you can layer it on top of something that is layerable. Brick 600, though, I will say if you guys are using this for clothing, I don't typically personally do a lot of layering with brick when it comes to clothing, because again, they're washed frequently. So it's more likely for it to fail than if you were to do it on something that's not going to be washed. So if it's like a hat, a backpack, a bag of some kind, totally cool. But if it's going to be on some kind of clothing, I always like, personally, I just like to err on the side of caution. That's all. So I did realize too that I didn't get a really good application, a really good press on this one. So again, I'm going to show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So all I'm going to do is put that back down right now, cover it up. I'm going to increase the pressure slightly, and then I'll go ahead and apply it. And all this means that one of two things happened. Either I didn't give it enough time to cool all the way off, or I just didn't have enough pressure. So that's okay. If that happens, sometimes we just have to make little tiny adjustments. That's all. So while this one's cooling off, what do you got cooking up over there, Delonda?
I'm in my struggle zone. I found this. This is a scrap.
What is that? Is it brick though?
It's brick. Yeah.
Okay. That works. You might have to lay it down on the mat though, but that works.
But I don't see any red brick. Now I'm getting sad about it, Patrick.
Okay, so why don't we do this instead? Do you got any red electric or red glitter?
Yeah.
Do glitter.
Okay.
Why not? Might as well. We work with what we got, right?
Okay. I'm trying to stick to using scrap. Wait a minute. This is wait. Oh, I'm trying to make sure I'm using scraps only. I think this is brick. I have this. Let me see that.
All right. Anybody have any questions too? I know we do a lot of talking, and I always forget to go back and answer any questions.
Oh, I have so many. Oh my gosh, Patrick. It's terrible.
There you go. Jen said, I want my earrings to sparkle like my personality. Listen, you and me both,
Okay,
sister.
sparkling personality.
Listen, you and me both. All right, I'm going to go ahead and peel.
I do have strip flock, but it's not a scrap, and I want to stick to scraps.
Okay. Hey, listen, I also qualify a scrap as something that might be a part of something you may use later too.
All right.
So if you cut a little piece off, then you're Gucci Bonaducci in my eyes.
Bonaducci.
There you go.
Okay, this is about to be great, Patrick. This is about to be so great. I'm using Romeo. I'm not using Juliet. I'm using Romeo though.
You're using Romeo right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna use Romeo to cut.
Romeo and we got beef right now.
Why?
I don't know. I just haven't been using them lately.
You're gonna make him jealous.
Listen, I already got him mad because I said that Juliet came first, so that's the one that I like the best.
Juliet is just very pretty.
I love her. Yeah.
Very, very pretty.
Did you know? I'll get you a little fun fact for you.
Come on, fun fact.
That the base idea of Juliet, this was actually one of like the last ideas for the way that it looked that we had.
Why?
We had a bunch of thoughts and feelings and ideas of like how this would look, like the actual cutter itself. Had all these like conceptual ideas and designs kind of planned out, and this was actually one that was at the bottom of the pile until we started, manipulating the way that it looked and the shape of the sides and the way the head goes in, and then we all fell in love with this thing. So,
wait, Patrick, this is flock. This is black flock.
Listen, I say, who gives a flock? Use it.
You got all the Gucci Bonaducci.
Listen, I got them all. There was our team. Kristen hangs out, and there's a few that hang out in our lives too. They know that the team is starting to make Patrick isms. And so hopefully by the end of the year, we'll have a whole like dictionary encyclopedia of all the things I say.
Chris, there is a document they have on their website with all the times and temperatures and settings and all the stuff. There's a document already.
Nice.
All
Yep,
right.
yep. And then also we have a mobile app too. So if you do have iPhone or Android, hop into wherever you get your mobile apps. There is a Siser North America mobile app where you can learn all of this. I do have to point out one thing though, because somebody did make mention of it, and it's a shameless plug, but somebody said they really like my bracelet today. My daughter made this in her Valentine's Day class for me today. So I got to go in there this morning and do her Valentine's Day party, and she made me a cute little bracelet. So
okay, so Patrick, let me share my screen for 1 second because
go for it. Let's see it.
Okay, so present, share. So these are my 3 layers, right?
Okay,
These
cool.
my
So you got your base layer, you have your middle layer, and then you have your outbound layer, like your top layer.
yeah. So since I'm using brick and flock, which one should be on top?
Flock should be on top.
All right, so
because what we're using the brick for is not necessarily just the color palette or anything. We're also using it for the structural integrity of the actual earrings too.
okay, so I'm gonna cut. Okay, so this right here is the flock, and I don't need to mirror this.
No, because you've already created a mirrored copy of it, so you're good.
My little push. All right, let me get my Romeo pulled up and get this cut out. This is about to be great.
And then all I'm doing is I cut this a little deep, so I'm just trying to weed out this one little piece. There we go.
Uh-oh.
All right. Do one quick press on that. Finishing press.
All right, and what I know it doesn't matter because I need to test my own stuff, but what you use? What pressure?
You said what?
What cut pressure did you use?
So for strip flock, I like to live around like 27, 26. For brick, I bump it up to right around like 35. And then for a normal like heat transfer, I would do somewhere around like 9 to 12. Yeah.
But none of that matters because everybody needs to do a test cut. You need to test cut, people. All right, let me get my.
Oh, that's a cool idea. So Jay Mama says that the bracelet was cute. Her daughter makes them all the time for kids with autism. So one thing that's actually really cool about our materials too, just so you know, and for anybody else here that does deal with any kids that are on the spectrum, if you have kids that are also, you know, whether they're blind or there's other things that are going on in their lives, our materials are so universal. I have seen people take Brick 600 and put braille tags on the inside of their kids' shirts so they know what color it is, what the actual thing is, so kids are empowered to actually be able to dress themselves, even though they may not be able to see what they're wearing or what they're actually selecting. Another big thing is too, all of our materials have different feels to them. So like the Brick has more of a rubbery feel. The Strip Flock Pro has more of a textured fabric feel to it, or felt-like feel. So those are also great things for any kids with sensory things going on. It's a great option that you can start to incorporate and make that all-inclusive, that exclusivity of that group of people. And so that's a really awesome thing to do. So that's really cool that she makes those. I love it. And actually, I will tell you this, not to put her out there, but if she makes me one, I'll wear it on the lives.
Come on, wear it on
out there. I'm a bracelet person. So, all righty. I'm going to put in the little hook, but I guess I should probably show you what this looks like, yeah?
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I'm just going to throw the hook in first. There we go.
Now, I'm not going to put my hooks in because we'll be on for 3 more hours for me just trying to put the hook in, okay?
Listen, it took me so long the first time I did one of these.
Nobody, look.
I was like, I don't wear these normally, so I don't know how to do all this.
Yeah. I can't see. So there's that.
I'm the dad. I'm the hair dad. Like I do all the fun hairstyles, the French, like I do all of that. Earrings, not my jam, but they've become my jam recently as we've been making more content around them.
Okay, there's that. Let me go around and turn this on.
There we go. All right. So I'll go on the overhead, do a
Mm-hmm.
little reveal for you. So you ready for this?
Okay, hold on. Let me
Oh, you take your time.
back so I can pull it up over there and see what you're doing. Ready, Freddy? Let me make you a beaker. Solo layout. That's so cute.
You like it?
Love.
Cute little earring. Something really easy to make, something really fast to make. Great gift. Valentine's Day is obviously coming up, like in a couple days, right?
Yeah.
So if you guys have any brick laying around, you can run to the store. You can go use your Delonda's affiliate code, get yourself some brick. You can make some cool earrings in time for that. Or for any holiday, I have some designs inside Leonardo that I'm going to turn. So I do a lot of like cheer teams and a lot of athletic teams. So I'll pull it up really quick. So I have a few different designs that I've been kind of playing around with for like cheer, you know, and just kind of making some different things. Like these were another pair of earrings that I had made with the love earrings the other day when I did make them. This is actually, I used a shrinking material, so kind of like Shrinky Dinks. And I was able to like, you know, print this out and then it scales itself down or it shrinks down up to about 20% of its original size. So I was able to make that. Shouldn't really show much of this, but I also was playing around with these for earrings and stuff like that as well. So kind of playing around with everything. I don't know. Whatever inspires us as creators, right? And inspires you guys watching.
I'm in test cut. But it's I feel like it's cutting too deep, Patrick.
Is it cutting too deep? Are you on the strip flock?
Yeah. I'm
drop
on
down, depending on how tight or how exposed your blade is, drop down to like 18 and see what that does. Yeah, so there's that. Oh, I want to grab really quickly. I'm going to go grab while you're doing yours. Maybe pop your screen up. I'm going to grab that those other things that we've made.
Okay.
So I really want to show them to you guys. All right.
18. Yeah, 18 is good. 18 is good.
Oh, 18's better? Good.
Yeah.
Let's do that there.
All right, let me go
So you guys obviously know the shoebox trend has been like the biggest thing going on right now, right?
Yeah, we want to learn that too. We want to learn.
Listen, not only will I teach it to you, but I also just did a live a couple weeks ago on last week on exactly how to make one of these boxes. So I got ours all lined up. We use DTV for the label on the side of the box, which is really fun. And then we're using PSV for the top, or you can use HTV, either one. But there's really cool little shoe boxes, and I know it's branded, but I'll show you kind of the original concept. Obviously, was what the Nike box would look like, but we've been able to kind of make them fun. So, and then here's a couple other earrings that have been made with various materials. So like these ones right here are using leatherette and then glitter and electric, which are really cool. These ones right here are using glitter, electric, and then one of our pattern called Paisley Party.
Cute.
So those ones are fun. And then these are really.
Show that again.
This one right here.
Yeah, the Paisley Party. Something. What did you say?
Yeah. So this is a pattern that we carry. So
Paisley Party.
That front pattern.
Okay.
Yeah. So that one, and then these are really fun too. These are leatherette, and then there's some holographic, and then the background, the bigger portion, that's one of our patterns as well in the back.
That is so.
So yeah.
Cute.
So shoe boxes, though, the reason why I was saying this is if you actually download Leonardo Design Studio today, if you're already in Leonardo Design Studio, we put this shoe box cut in there. So we actually have the box in there that you can make one on your own. And I will say, using the same method to make the earrings is also little keychains too.
That's what we should have done, Patrick.
Well, I wanted to save that as a surprise because that's also inside Leonardo Design Studio right now, this exact shoe. So you can actually, this cut file is in there. These cut files are in there as well to make the shoe box. So,
Patrick, what are you going to say at my funeral?
huh?
What are you gonna say at my funeral?
Oh, I already got it written. See, listen, we crafted.
And she died right on the screen.
And unfortunately, her heart couldn't take it. But the good news is we decorated the coffin with PSV.
You understand me?
Yeah, you know what I mean? We
And it was great.
I got hey, listen, Milo's taken care of. I got you. Don't worry about it.
Come on now.
Good. We're good. So, and then easy thing you can do too, which I always think is super fun, as Delonda's cutting away there. Another really, oh, here, I'll actually bring these up over here too so you can see them closer. So these are little shoe boxes. So you can see how those look. And then there's the little key ring. And I will say our intern Myrna, who is the one that actually made these and created a video around them, she did an awesome job. This right here, just want to show you. She also took just a regular hole punch and some glitter. I know everybody loves our t-shirt glitter, but she took a heart-shaped hole punch and our glitter, and she made a ton of glitter confetti too. So if you do have scraps around, it's also really easy to just grab a little 2x2 sheet, cut up a bunch of fun shapes, and you can add them in. And now what this was a fun little thing where we can add in some glitter, add in that fancy little keychain, and guess what? Just because we're giving you the shoe, you're my soulmate. We're all about the puns.
Y'all sure are.
There you go. So, Kristen, great question. We do have, obviously, as you know, and anybody out there that doesn't know, we do have a crease tool that is an optional Leonardo, but you don't need it. What we'll do, we need to, I need to get through this first live tomorrow. So I'm going to start doing late night lives once a month, and it's going to cover various topics. Leonardo, like tomorrow will be Romeo, Juliet, and Leonardo. So we'll kind of cover everything on cutters and software. But one coming up, hopefully very soon, I'll be able to actually show you some of these like techniques as well, more in depth. Okay. So we can cover things like making the keychains. But if you guys already haven't and you're not a subscriber, over on our YouTube channel, I've created videos around the 5 ways to use Brick 600, which the keychain is definitely one of them. There's different application methods, different ways to finish off your designs. All of that stuff is available over on our Siser North America YouTube as well. And so I go live pretty much 4 times a month, usually every Tuesday, but sometimes we'll skip a Tuesday. But we go live pretty much every Tuesday on our Facebook page and on YouTube at the same time. We simulcast those. And then, like I said, I'll be also doing private classes too. So over on our main website, you can sign up to the Siser After Dark classes, where, again, all I'm doing is not to create any more headache for any of our creators or brand partners like Delonda who are doing their own education. Mine is really just to give you the official stamp of approval from Siser, help to validate some of these things that you guys are watching and trying in lives, but also just give you a little bit more past the intermediate level, try to get more in some of those advanced ways to operate around the world of heat transfer, because there's so many really, really incredible things. And like Eva had already mentioned earlier behind me, she's already seeing all the bling. So this might be a new video. This is all a set that I had set up. This might be a new video coming out soon on using our rhinestone tool. And I'm not going to say that might mean anything or not mean anything, but we're going to leave it at that. Okay.
I'm not going to say that it might mean anything.
We won't say anything, but just know that we got you covered as far as learning some of these things too, and helping to obviously push the messaging out there, because all of our brand partners do such a good job of educating. Really, my goal was to come by and, be able to have some fun. So yeah, so if you definitely haven't registered yet, or you don't know about them, congratulations. You just learned that there's late night classes. You can always feel free to join those and register for those, so that you can always see what we got going on too.
Exclusive, baby.
Exclusivity. That's what we're about. And then, well, all of those videos too, the reason why I say to register is because they will get posted to YouTube, but it won't be until much later. So my goal is keep that as exclusive as possible. And then we'll have a playlist of backdated videos of things that may have already gone out, say like the previous week or previous month. However, we're going to align those. We haven't discussed that too far yet of what we're going to do after the fact, but it will always be available for you to view again.
What setting did you use for your brick? You said
brick. I normally go 35, but based on your settings for the strip flock, go down to maybe 28.
All right.
Yeah. Go down to like 28, 27, 26, somewhere in there.
I'm learning, Patrick, that I really do need to do better with test cuts and area tests because I am notorious for it's not showing up. Hold on. The screen is like black.
What are you talking about? On your software?
Yeah, it was black. Okay, let me see. Let me try it again. Area test. Yes.
Ooh, Kelly, you asked a really good question. When are the refurbished Juliets? So here's the good news. Well, good news, bad news. The bad news is we don't have any currently. The good news is it's because people aren't sending them in because they're not having problems or we're not getting defective stuff or any of that kind of stuff. So it's a good thing. But hopefully soon we'll have a few in, back in. And that's what we try to do for anybody out there that doesn't know this already. Mylene said that the machine has consumed all of your time. That's awesome. What we normally do, though, is we intake any problematic cutters, whether it's a defective cutter or maybe an LCD screen broke or as an operating for whatever reason. We bring them in-house. We assess them. We kind of do I know it's cliche to say because all the auto companies say this, but we do like the bumper-to-bumper check to make sure everything's done. We certify it again, and then we sell it as a refurb. A lot of times you can find those refurbished cutters a lot cheaper, or usually some discounts on there too. So Delonda, you're affiliated with Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Atlanta Vinyl. I just want to make sure. I didn't know if you had a code or anything. But Atlanta Vinyl, they do an incredible job at housing those refurbs and selling those as well. So definitely check that out if you haven't already.
Yeah, they sold those out fast.
Yeah, because I had them all sitting just outside of my office, and then I realized one day that they were all gone, and I asked Jeray, what happened to these? And she's like, we sold them.
I think a lot of them came from my group.
Yeah.
I met them in person.
Did you?
Yeah. I met Mary Brown in person when I.
Oh, did you really?
I had to go to Atlanta for a birthday party, a surprise for my aunt. And I told Mary Brown I was going to be in town. And she was like, I want to meet you there. And she was so, Patrick, when I say the sweetest, like I had to.
Well, I'm trying to remember. I can't remember exactly, but Mary, did we meet as well somewhere?
I think y'all did.
I want to say that we met somewhere and we took a photo together too. I want to say either it was at like ISA or Printing United or something. It was in Atlanta. It had to have been maybe ISA, but I have a feeling that we did meet at one point in time too. Just sometimes every once in a while I'll see a name and I'm like, yeah, no, I know it's right. It was the Printing United Expo. It was in Atlanta. Perfect. Yeah. I always remember that I met somebody. It's just I can never identify where I met them if it was or if just I'm manufacturing, because for a lot of creators out there that are outside of the world of like Delonda, myself, Patrice, Eve, and stuff, we're very engaging with the audience, but there's a lot of companies out there that really aren't as engaging. So when I see a name, I usually remember it from seeing in lives and engaging that way. So if I ever see you in public and I forget or I just misplace where we saw, I apologize. Never mean any offense to it. It's just I'm so used to seeing names on a screen most of the time, so they usually are a lot faster in my head of who they are and where they came from.
And Mary Brown, she won a Juliet from Atlanta Vinyl.
Yeah. Nice. And then you just won a package from us too, which that was fun too. She was our grand prize winner.
Patrick, are you giving something away today?
Should I give something away today?
Come on, Patrick, to 2 people.
Hold on, let me see.
They'll take scraps.
You guys want this backdrop?
What's that?
Just this big old Siser banner back here. We can just give that away.
They'll take whatever you want to do.
Let's do. You have the keyword giveaway thing, right?
Yeah. Do y'all have some brick?
Of course I got brick. That's what I was gonna say. Why don't we do a brick giveaway? We'll do 2 full sheets of each, and I'll pick 4 colors.
All right. Let me set it up. Let me get this on my mat, and then I'm gonna set it up.
Okay. Nice.
I'm having to take this down because it was rolled up, my brick.
Oh, okay. I'm just scrolling through some of your comments here just to see if we missed any big. I want to make sure I hit any big important questions.
Today is Kristen's mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Kristen's mom.
Happy birthday, Kristen's mom. Let's see. Ooh, Lakeisha said, I got my subscription for Pro. Awesome. Play around with it. Here's the other thing too, guys. You can always DM me on IG. You can send us emails. You can reach out to us at info@Siser NA or social at Siser NA for any social media stuff. But the big thing that I ask for anybody using the cutter and the software, let us know what you like about it. Let us know what you don't like about it. Because quite honestly, this system was built by you, and so we want to continue it that way. So everybody has given us a lot of great insight and understanding to exactly what we need to start developing, when we need to move things from pro to basic, when we need to develop new stuff. So always never hesitate to reach out to us, even if it's a bad comment. I would rather have the bad and then be able to fix that and turn it around into a good than not even have the chance at all. So please always let us know. Let's see. Atlanta didn't let me use the Delonda's code for the refurbished. Now, I don't know if the refurbished, and I could be totally wrong on this. I don't know if the refurbished fall under that.
Yeah.
Or they're already under or at a steep discount, but I don't know for sure. So Delonda might be able to give us insight.
Some people did use my code for the refurbished.
Okay, so they did. Okay, so it worked at one, but we'll look into it then. I'll have Tony take a look. It could be that the code is non-active and we just need to reactivate for the next campaign or something.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay.
Momo Girl 31 said you need a Patrick's classes too. If you want to, you can feel free. Like I said, you just go to SiserNA.com. At the top of the page, you'll see the Siser After Dark banner. Feel free to click that. You can register. I try not to promote in other people's stuff, but
Patrick, they want you to promote. They want the information.
Okay, then I'll show you exactly where to go then. Let's not waste time. So let's see. Let's go to, I'm just going to run into the computer really quick. So as soon as you go to the Siser website, there, right at the top of the page says Siser After Dark. You just click on the text and it'll bring you right to the registration link. And then all you have to do, email, first name, last name, click register, and you're in. It will send you, because the first class is tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So that was another really big ask for us with running these classes, where I posed a question into our group. I said, hey guys, what times does everybody like to craft? What times do you like to learn? We got kind of the generalized, group information. And I figured 7 p.m. our time was probably the best, being we're here in Michigan. And then we can make sure that we're hitting, that 4 or 5 p.m. on the West Coast. We also can make sure we're hitting international at that time too, as some people are starting to wake up. But those may adjust too. So I may say 7 p.m. for this first one, but maybe we realize that I need to go on at 9 or I need to go on at 8 or whatever it may be. So be a little bit flexible if you are going to join and register for some of these classes. Some of the times you might see them shift. They might not have 100% consistency on time and day just yet. But as we get 3 or 4 or 5 into them, they'll have more consistency. And it's something you can count on a time and a day on a regular basis. But the other thing is too, I'm bringing a bunch of creators with me. So I'm going to have some of these that I might have Delonda come on and do one with me. I'll have people like Cortez upstairs, who has been doing some incredible things with our heat transfer material and just the way that he visions it. Emily upstairs, who runs our graphics team, has an incredible mind. She's the one that actually made this happen in real life from a concept. So we have an awesome team of creators. We have an awesome team of graphic designers and everything else in between. So we're very excited about these classes and what they could potentially do.
I took the brick off the mat and it didn't cut all the way through, Patrick.
So if it didn't cut all the way through, yeah, you're just going to have to bump it up a little bit on the force. But again, that's why that test cut option is so important for people out there and what we're experiencing right now. Sometimes a test cut doesn't come out the way you want.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be a little bit, it can lie to you a little bit. It can say that test cut looks good, and then when you actually get into cutting it and doing the project, that it doesn't end up looking the same way. So
I'm just cut it again. It's fine.
Okay. I think we got it. We got this. Let me see. I wonder if I'm going to do a test right now in front of you guys. Let's see if brick, if I can make little. Oh yeah, I can make little confetti from the brick too. That's good to know. So it does.
Are any of the files in the software, are there any files that cost money?
So as of right now, there is nothing in software that doesn't cost money if you are a basic user. There are files that are pro specific, but
Okay.
we're starting to kind of go away from that because we do realize that, you know, some people prefer, you know, some of the designs in there, they might not be a pro quality or pro level design, but we want to obviously give it to you anyway. So we'll definitely, we'll always have stuff in there, but there's no physical designs that actually you have to go into software and say, oh, I got to pay an additional price for this.
Okay.
Anything, if you're a pro user, you have access to everything in the suite that it has available. If you're a basic user, it's restricted a little bit, but if you were to select a pro design, it doesn't say like, hey, you have to pay for this. It won't let you import that into your design library, but most of the time it doesn't even show those up first. So yeah.
Okay.
Oh, cool. We got some people registering for the class too. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much.
See, they need the information.
I'm telling you. Well, and that's what it's about too. You know, I think for us, we do as best as we can with the tools that we have to make sure that everybody, you know, everybody has a lot of info, but it's really tough sometimes, right? Because there's a lot of you guys and there's only one of me and a small team of people here, plus the creators. There's only a singular person most of the time creating this content, you know, and so it's hard to flood the market and saturate it. So we, you know, for us as creators, we rely on you guys as supporters and as subscribers to help kind of push that message out there, you know, for us. So Patrick, I'm the other Mary Brown. I met you at the expo sponsored by US Cutter near Memphis about 4 or 5 years ago. Oh, cool.
You met two
awesome.
Mary Browns.
Awesome, awesome.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I only met one. I met the one that lives in Atlanta.
That's in what, Tennessee? Memphis. Yeah, Tennessee, right? Yeah, nice. Very cool, very cool.
Okay, so Patrick, with your brick, with the back layer, you put those two together. You press those two together.
Yes. So we're going to, yeah, because they're both are reversed for each other. We're just going to put the adhesive to the adhesive and then press those together.
Okay. This is getting ready to be interesting, if nothing else.
That's all right. We'll get through it.
Interesting. I don't know, Patrick. Oh, like this. Okay. Girl, you about to do something weird and wacky. Don't worry. It's getting ready to be great. What temperature? 320?
No, 305.
305. For
do 305 for like 8 seconds and then let it cool off before you peel it.
okay. 10 seconds it is. This is HTV Runt, Patrick. They don't do single individual numbers. You got to go in fives.
All right. Well, I'll leave my comments to myself.
No comments. Okay. Are your kids into crafting besides bracelets?
They're all, yeah, they're 100%. Like my son, you know, we tried to do the whole sports thing and stuff when he was young and introduce him to things, and he wasn't really into it. He always had like more of an engineering brain than he ever did for sports. He found baseball finally. He got really excited about that, so he loves playing baseball. But this kid, in between games, he'll have like a double header for baseball, have like an hour in between, and he's crocheting in between games.
What?
So like he is very much a crocheter. He loves Wooble sets, like any Wooble sets. He likes doing those. He started creating his own things. My youngest daughter, my middle kid, is a cheerleader, and she cheers with like the older girls. So she's 8, but she's cheering with like the 9, 10, and 11-year-olds right now. But she loves making like fun shirts and designs and stuff. And then I just made my youngest a Jelly Roll shirt because she was all about Jelly Roll.
Okay.
So like that was her favorite artist. So yeah, they're all crafty. They all have like a crafty brain. And what's cool about it is, as a kid, I noticed that as a crafty kind of kid, it really helps them to problem solve. So like we have NEWA testing here in Michigan. So that's just, you know, basically the standardized school testing for us here. And all of them excel at that. But a lot of what they excel at are the portions where it's critical thinking. And I think crafting helps you do that, because just like we're experiencing right now, you have little hiccups trying to make things. You have little problems here and there. You have to really be solution focused as a crafter. And that is part of the term craft, right? You are crafting something with the tools that you have.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's been really cool to see what that's done for them and their confidence level. Like even my son, he wants to start a crochet club at school.
My daughter wants to do that too. She's
really, that's awesome.
She was like,
yeah, I have his very first octopus that he completed. I actually have just outside of our wall here, or just outside of the studio here at the office. And so I keep that up on the studio wall so that it's always there. It's always fun to have that. So when he comes into the office, he sees his creations here too.
Yeah. So my daughter, she does, but like that's really her sole income.
Yeah.
She does crochet. She has an Etsy shop.
Oh, nice.
And she makes like, let me show you something. She made this.
Oh, see, that's so cool. Yeah.
So cute.
Yeah.
She makes earrings. She does a lot of little stuff like that. But that's not mine. She did not get that from her mother.
Well, I did. I was, with, like I said, with Landon, he just kind of picked this hobby up. Like I was a knitter, like I would knit quite frequently. And, so for me, like, he just kind of found my knitting needles one day and he's like, hey, what are these? And what do they do? And I was like, well, this is kind of what they do. And I haven't done it in a long time, so I'm not really good at it. And within a couple of days, he had kind of taught himself on YouTube University, and just like,
yep.
Figured it out. Then he figured out that he hated knitting because he didn't like it, and he found crochet. And actually, we set him up, which he sought out himself. So our local library, if you're a member, you can obviously rent space for free and do classes and stuff. So he actually found through our library messenger board this lady that was teaching crochet, and so he asked us if we could set up a thing with her. So we actually took him, and she like did an hour private session with just him at the library, which was really cool.
Uh-oh.
To see an 8-year-old, or I see a 10-year-old, that's even interested in that kind of stuff. It's very rare to see, or rare to find. So, but his dad's also a male crafter, so
correct.
Kind of goes hand in hand.
Okay, so now Patrick, I got my first layer, and I got to put my love. I didn't have black. What did I do? I don't know what I did. I messed it up. I didn't have enough red. The red wasn't big enough.
Yeah.
So I had to use white. So I had to use white.
That works though.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a great question. Faith Smiley asked the $1 million question that I had to know myself. What's the difference between knitting and crochet? It's the way that the knot is made and the tools used are really the explanations. And there's probably a real explanation, but that's all. One is a hook in which you're basically poking and weaving. And then the other one, you are like intersecting, if that makes sense, or knotting, if that makes sense. So yeah.
No, I don't know.
Somebody else in here, I know that they know way more about this than I do. I just
Kristen does crochet.
There you go.
And Diane Wilson does crochet too.
Oh, nice.
Patrice, she's learning.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Marilyn's on. Hey, Marilyn.
Marilyn just retired, Patrick.
Officially?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, you never really officially retire. Now you're just crafting full time.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So it still works. Still the same stress and anxiety. Just now you're putting it on yourself, as we all do. That's awesome. Congratulations, though. That's really, really cool. Just seeing some other questions. Let's see. All right, here's a good one from Gwen. Patrick, I'm a newbie to Leonardo. I usually use Cricut. Where do you suggest I start to learn the software for beginners? Here's what I would say. There's a couple things first you do. Number one, in software, there are tutorials. They're very basic. They're very dull versions of tutorials on basic functions of the cutter, so you can start to learn and understand it. From that point on, Siser North America, we obviously have some YouTube content that are surrounding like pro features and the software a little bit. Any live that I do, most of the time I'm utilizing that. So you can always go to live tab, but I would say if you have a creator like Delonda that you like watching, she's doing this every week, right? And she's struggling through projects, but learning as she goes. She is showing you the good, the bad, and figuring this stuff out with you. So that's the best thing. Find a creator. And I 100% believe that you should always follow a company, especially to get that manufacturer stamp of approval, to understand and know that that information's real, that you're hearing. But I will tell you that Delonda has done this every week, probably since we launched, right? Or shortly after we launched, pretty much.
When I met you at Wallapalooza.
Yeah. So shortly after Walla. So we were less than a year in at that point. So, I mean, she's been doing this every single week. So I would go back to all of her lives from like the start. You can kind of learn along with her, which is a great thing. And then there's obviously a ton of creators out there that you can find. So you can always search Leonardo Design Studio on YouTube or on Google and find out more about it. But yeah, I honestly say that you're kind of in the right place right now, especially because Delonda, as you see, she's learning new stuff every time that I've done a live, I've been able to show some new stuff to her too. So, you know, that's definitely a great starting point too as well, and something you can grow with as well. That's the cool part about, you know, you guys have a huge advantage when you are deciding what creators you want to follow and stuff. It's really cool when you have somebody that like Delonda, who might be a year and a half in, right, to using the cutters and software, but she's new too. So now as she grows, you're growing. So you can grow with that content creator, as opposed to sometimes when people come to us direct, they're getting a little, and I made this mention the other day, it's kind of like our 101 at Siser, or the 101 that I can deliver, sometimes may be more intermediate or advanced for most people. So it's sometimes really hard to break that down, and really you need to find somebody that's kind of going through it every day and learning as they go, that can help you to grow much faster. Just my opinion on it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
somebody did say that they went back and they started from the beginning of my Romeo Wednesdays, when it was just Romeo and me trying to muddle through it. And
listen, like you said, started at the bottom, now we're here. You know?
And we don't say nothing else from him.
Nothing. I know. I get it. It's a lot of controversy floating right now.
Lord have mercy. And you know, the thing is, I don't know everything, and I don't even profess that I do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you the mistakes because I'm making them in real time.
That's it. How do you get that's a good question. How do you get the perfect, or let's see, how do you get the perfect cut for stickers? What was that one at? Stickers for round keychains. Listen, I'll tell you this, and I say this about anything, and I know that this sounds very like a broken record. Test cut. Grab material. Even if you know that you're going to waste a sheet, so be it. I would rather waste a sheet of material, test cutting and making sure that it's exact, as opposed to then doing the guess and check during, and especially when you got to make a project. Because there's so many times where somebody will DM me on Instagram and say, hey, listen, I'm like eyeballs deep in this project right now and I can't get this to work. It's like, that's not, and not to say that, I don't want to say that's not the appropriate time, but that's not the time to have the panic moment, right? We got to do all the prep work first. So test cutting is the most important. Play around with the user panel. The cool thing is, though, about the user panel in Leonardo is you can actually go into the preset cut settings on Romeo or Juliet, and you can override those cut settings. So let's say that you're making primarily sticker paper. I can take away the EasyWeed setting if I don't use it, change that to whatever sticker paper I'm using. As long as you're not putting the words HTV Ron in my cutter, I'm okay. We won't have fighting words. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But you can actually adjust those and override those settings. So then you know every time you go to your cutter that it's going to be accurate. Secondly to that, I always suggest to people, and I know it's an extra expense for most, but it saves you a lot of time at the end. Buy yourself an extra blade holder. Reason why is I can now have one blade for my 45-degree blade, like one holder, and then I can have one holder for my 60-degree blade. So like for me here in the studio, what I can do while you guys are on, I can grab both my blade holders, and I know that this one's a 45 for me and this one's a 60 because I have them marked for me. So now it doesn't matter. These never change. The blade never moves. And all I have to do, because that gold locking nut is set, all I have to do is take out the blade, change my blade, and I know it's going to advance the exact same way. It'll always be set in place for me. So this is another thing. A lot of times we spend way too much time adjusting in between thinner and thicker materials. Just get the blade housing that works for you. Or always have an extra spare one and have a couple extra blades so that you always know that this is, it's a set it and forget it. You don't have to worry about it. So let's see. Yeah, Leslie said it never thought it I feel like we never do, right? Because we're always trying to design and create and all these other things. So like, it's just, those are like the little tiny details or nuances most of us never pay attention to. So I'm always glad when we can kind of deliver that info. You know, hopefully it helps you out for sure. I have a blade holder set for cardstock and laminate stickers, and one for vinyl that I mark the blade housing with a paint pen. That's perfect. Yeah, Jen, I would say that. The other thing too is if you have the luxury of having like a labeler at your house or a Sharpie, you can just write on there as well. Now, obviously, if you have like cardstock, you're going to need something that you can actually, you'll know what it is at the end of the day. But if it's just 45 or it's just a 60, just write it, score it, and then you'll know that it's always there.
Patrick, can Romeo and Juliet write?
Yes, they very much can. Absolutely. So both can. In the Romeo and Juliet package, you will get, let me see if I have both of them. I thought I had a Bic style pen, so I could show you this.
I'm almost finished.
Yeah, I might have one in my back. I might have one in my backpack right here. So give me 1 second. Let's see what I got. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. Okay. I thought I had a pen in here. Oh, here we. No, that's not the right one. Let's see.
Mary Brown says she's on the struggle bus with writing. She would love some tips.
All right. Well, I don't have the Bic pen, but if you do have a Bic style pen, is really what I'm trying to get at, or more of like a barrel, you know, like the standard like barrel pens. What you can do is this little tool comes in your accessory pack with your cutter. Okay. This tool original intention was for all of our sublimation markers / if you use artistry markers. This will work as well because they have more of a triangular tip to them. So this actually fits in really, really easy. So this is one option with sublimation markers. The other options are thin Sharpies, fit in this house as well. Some of them, what you might have to do is put the actual tool, the pen in and give it a slight twist so that it will lock into place. And then any barrel style pen will work in here too. So you have some different options for like markers, pens. But if you are a sublimation markers user, this is actually what it's fit for. And then secondly to that, there's a ton of options too out there. Ton of options as well out there that are like third-party options that you can always do.
Okay. So I have my I actually have a Bic specifically like just a regular, the old school Bic. Y'all, that's yeah. All right. I'm a little bit sad, Patrick, because I did not have red, and like I just love the color red more than I should, but don't worry about it.
That's all right.
But I'm not going to put the hardware on because I'm not, because
that's okay. I struggle with mine anyway, so
we don't have 3 hours away for me to do it. Okay, but
I was gonna say eventually my boss can be yelling at me. Oh, that looks really cool.
There's my earring, and I didn't put them back to back.
That's okay. That's okay.
There's that.
It's a good start though. That's perfect. And secondly to that, just so everybody knows too, there is no difference between what Delonda just made and this shoe. The only difference is I put an earring, a hook in it, as opposed to a keychain ring. That's the only difference in this whole thing. So like I said, the way she made it, all she has to do is put a flat backer. She doesn't even have to put the backside on it. And it could be just used as a regular keychain too. Yeah. So you don't necessarily have to have it. But this is a great option for quick gift for a friend or family member, something for a coworker that you don't really like, but you're like, I kind of want to give him a gift because I want to be nice. Whatever, like those things, those are great options. Promotional stuff, even branding. I've taken a few different logos, like business logos for friends of mine, and I've created a keychain out of their business logo. Right now, that's something I can just keep on my keys, and I have that marketing tool with me all the time. So again, over on our YouTube channel, we did a 5 ways to use brick. As part of that, I show you how to make keychains. It's the same exact method to make a keychain or an earring. So don't get confused by the method. Or don't get confused by the actual outcome. Pay attention more to the method itself.
Okay, we're getting ready to get into the giveaway, but I want to say something, and I am going to take I think I'm going to speak for everyone.
Okay.
And when I say everyone, I'm speaking specifically for my Facebook group.
Okay.
If you're not in my Facebook group, earmuffs. Okay. I want to say thank you.
Yeah.
I want to say thank you to you. Thank you to everyone at Siser. Thank you to just all of you, because learning, coming from Cricut was the only cutter I had. It was the only cutter I ever tried. I never tried another cutter. And when you're used to one thing, and you are having to learn a new cutter, new software, new language, new vocabulary, new everything, it is not easy. There's a learning curve. And I didn't quit. And I have encouraged them not to quit. I have explained that you are going to learn the most when you're frustrated. You got to learn by doing it, not by watching. Yes, 100%. Watch, but you're going to learn as you do it. You'll learn what to do and what not to do. And a lot of the people in my group are of a certain age, right? We're up there in age, and we're not, young and running around. We are. It's not easy. So I have encouraged them to get a craft journal, but I've also they speak very highly of you. They love you. We love you. So thank you. Thank you to you, and thank you to everyone at Siser for making the transition as easy as possible. Thank you for listening to us when we ask for stuff like, hey, can you do this? Can you put this in the software? Can you tell us how to do it? We appreciate you. So I want to say thank you. And I also wanted to thank you for calling me when my stepdad passed away, because I know you could have just sent a text message, or you could have, just went in there and say, oh, my condolences with the praying hands, but you picked up the phone, and I told them, like, you called me to talk to me, and I am very grateful. So thank you.
I appreciate that. And I will say thank you so much for that. And it's great validation for not only myself, but for our entire team that works so hard. And it's funny because I mention that quite frequently in the lives. I try to mention the people that are in the back of the room, people upstairs and stuff. And I really believe that our team here is really, really special. And what we care about is we care more about you being educated and understanding than selling you a product. Because what ends up happening is when you become so transactional with people, and this is just in work and out of work, when you become such a transactional human being in your daily life, you start to lose the value and the good that's in the world and the good that's around. And this group has been nothing but welcoming and opening to me. I mean, anytime even if I'm just popping in your live to watch it, to say hello, one person will notice that I'm in there, and then the comments explode, with everybody saying hi and how you doing. So it really truly is because of the people that's on that side of the camera. A lot of times we're on this side of the camera, right? And a lot of people get to see us if we're out and about, me more so than you, because I know how you feel about being out in public like that. But when we're out, we get so much love from the audience that comes in and watches us. And that's truly, for us, at least at Siser, that's why we do this, is because we're creating things every day that are helping people, whether it's to build a revenue for yourself, be a hobbyist, or build a family. I mean, I really do feel connected. And the reason why I called you wasn't because, it was any clout. I didn't tell anybody I was calling. Nobody even here knew that I called you. I just saw that you were in a moment of, like I was a few years ago with my dad, and even a few years before that with my mom, of just when those kind of things happen, sometimes it's nice to just have somebody call you and make you laugh, make you appreciate life a little bit. So that's the reason for those. But everybody here at Siser is like that. That's the problem that we have internally, is everybody is so caring and so kind that sometimes it's tough to get stuff done because we all care a lot, but it's because of you guys, and it's because of what we're able to do and that feedback that we get. So we really appreciate it. And we always appreciate anybody that, I told you this from day one when you first took the cutter over, as I said, I appreciate the fact that you're taking a risk with us, because it's a risk. At the time, Cricut's SEO is great. Don't get me wrong. They're awesome. HTV Ron's SEO is great. These are great things out in the industry, especially as creators, that we can do the tags and the plugs and all that stuff to get ourselves to grow. But you never took that approach that I ever saw. It was very much, I want to learn something, and I'm going to take it as a newbie, and I'm going to truly learn how to do this for myself. And that's why I attached to you so much. And we just had a great conversation at around that time too. So But yeah, people don't see the calls after hours that we do, and
No.
especially with you and your mini crew of people as well. It's like, you don't realize that, Delonda might call me and I didn't tell her that it's midnight my time, but she has a problem and we need to talk about it. And if we need to talk about it, we're going to sit and talk about it. It is what it is. And that's why we do what we do. So thank you so much. And our team here appreciates everybody. And just the fact that you're willing to try something new, that's all we need. That's all we need is for you to be willing to try, and we'll teach you all the rest.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to say that. And
thank you so much. I appreciate you.
I
got a lot of love for you and for your group and for the people that follow you too. So
they love you. And I knew I talked to my husband about it. Like before I even took the cutter, like I knew it was taking a risk because the bulk of my audience are Cricut users. They found me because they have a Cricut, and then here I am with this machine, and not just having a machine, but dedicating a specific day to use this machine every week.
Exactly.
So what does this mean for Cricut? I had to answer that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you mean? Like this machine has a specific day, but what they didn't realize is that was my way of holding myself accountable to use the machine, because it's easy to just put it in the back burner and say, well, I'm gonna use it one day. If I say I'm gonna do it every week, I mean that. Like I really wanted to keep that commitment. So it wasn't just like, oh, I'm just trying to push this. No, it's my way of keeping a commitment to myself.
I love it.
So
I love it. All right. Well, I think, is it time to get in this giveaway?
We're ready.
Let's do it. All right. So here's what you're going to do. You got the keyword thing up, right?
I'm going to pull it up right now.
Okay. Let's make it easy. Do keyword brick.
Okay.
Okay. And we'll pull two names, and I'll do we'll do 3 sheets of brick.
Okay. So Patrick,
just to make sure I have enough upstairs. What's up?
I normally do only in the US.
Yeah. Only US. Yeah.
Okay.
Same.
Okay.
So this is based to only US, and I'm actually going to lock it down to US. Normally we'll do US and Canada, but I want to keep it as local as I possibly can, because I got word from a message internally. My boss is watching right now, and I'm doing a giveaway without asking. So sorry, Maya. And she'll probably teams me right now. So brick is the keyword. So type in brick, comment brick, and then in a little bit, or a few seconds here, we'll definitely pull a name.
Okay.
And I will say, this is how incredible your audience is.
Yes.
I checked before this live, and we were like just at the like the 180 mark for registrations for this class.
Yeah.
We're up to like 252 right now. So your audience is awesome to help us pack these in.
They love to learn. They want to learn all the things.
Maya also just messaged me and said, I can tell. She sent me a laughing face. So I think that she's approved of the giveaway.
Come on,
Maya. She also said hi.
Come on, Maya. We need all the giveaways, Maya.
Look, you got, not only did you get Anna, you got the two pillars of why I'm doing so well here, why I'm successful here, is you got Anna the maestro, and now you got Maya, my boss. Those two together have given me more opportunity and helped me with more things here than anybody. I mean, Maya and I, we helped, worked on the software together and stuff too. So we've had our own back and forths and all our bickering sessions, but 3 of us, we're all like peanut butter and jelly around here. So, and
between the 3 of y'all got to find a mate for this dog down here. Come on.
Yeah. Maya, that's the thing. Yeah. Delonda's still trying to find a girlfriend for her dog. So we might need help searching.
Collaboration. All right.
Yeah. All right. Let's do it. We'll pull two of them.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck to everyone. Good luck to everyone. Good luck. Let's see. Yvonne Ashford.
Ooh, congratulations.
Yvonne Ashford. This is my email address. Send me an email, and I will forward your information over to the good folks over at Siser. That way we can't say we didn't get it. So send it to me. You have 48 hours to do that, and I'll make sure your information gets forwarded to them. Send me your mailing address, and I'm going to send it over to them.
Perfect.
Okay. All right. What's the next word you want to do?
You want to pull another one with brick? We'll just pull it with brick. We'll just do 2 of them.
Okay. What about, can we do love?
Okay, let's do love.
Let's do love.
Let's change it to love.
Yvonne Ashford, don't forget, if you should be already emailing me at this moment. I should be getting an email from Yvonne Ashford at this moment. All right.
Oh, already my kids' school's closed tomorrow.
Oh, it's snowing bad?
We're supposed to get like 6 inches or so tonight.
What?
I don't know. So you can Teams me actually if you're available, because I don't even know if it's snowing right now, because where my studio, like the studio is, I can't see out the like building window.
Yeah.
So I could be coming outside to like, Arendelle from Frozen right now. I could see Anna and Elsa out there for all I know.
Not Anna and Elsa. Just out there singing.
I got kids,
Yvonne, sit this one out, okay? Let's let someone else win. All right, once we get to 150, I'll draw. Yeah, 139. Maybe I'll draw now. We stopped at 139.
Wow.
141. I'll stop at 145. 142. Come on. I don't like to be cold, Patrick. I wouldn't survive. I know I wouldn't.
It was like a pretty reasonably mild winter so far with a couple like sporadic cold days.
Yeah.
But we've only had like one reasonable snowfall. This one is like a normal winter snowfall for us. So it's weird that it's coming this late in the year too.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. 5,
Do it.
4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck to everyone.
I'm telling you right now, we've been using the StreamYard giveaway tool because you use it.
Yeah.
They need like a cool sound effect when it's pulling.
Lanita Cooper.
Nice. Congratulations.
Fill your name. All right, Lanita, you have my email address, but let me put it up just in case.
Mm-hmm.
You have 48 hours. Send me your mailing address and I will get it forwarded over. Please do it today so I can send it today. Okay, don't wait. All right, congratulations to all of the winners. And thank you again to Patrick and the good folks over at Siser. Hopefully y'all have learned something. If you are not subscribed to the channel, make sure let me drop the link to the Siser channel.
That would be
so
awesome.
Y'all can subscribe because they go live all the time. They're sharing information. They're sharing new techniques with multiple layers of vinyl. Y'all know I love vinyl. I don't rush anybody to get into sublimation. I love all kinds of heat transfer vinyl, and I want y'all to still be using it too. Let me get to that.
And then also, if you're okay with it too, I'd love to drop the link for our group too.
I don't know if it'll let you drop the link. I don't know if
it'll let me. But if you guys don't, or if it won't let me do that,
the Facebook group.
Yeah. Head over to Facebook, and it's Siser North America Support.
Let me do
Siser
that.
North America Support over on Facebook. That's where you can, and there's a questionnaire. Just say, hey, saw Patrick and the Delondas live today. You don't have to worry about it, and our team will let you in. But that's an awesome group too, with a bunch of creatives that are all doing these things every single day with you as well, and like you. So we monitor the group as well. So we're always floating in there, and there's a ton of information, ton of great feedback that we get from you guys too.
Okay, I'm dropping it right now. Siser North America Support. All right. Okay. Oh, I think Marilyn dropped it too. Okay, and I'll make sure to put it, if you are just coming in, I'll make sure that, like, if you don't see the links anymore, I'll make sure to put the links in the description below. So, because some people have a hard time finding the chat. But go and subscribe to the Siser channel. Also follow Patrick. If you just came in, follow him on Instagram. He says sometimes he'll just look at his bulk of materials and just reach out to somebody and say, hey, let me send you this stuff. So follow him on Instagram. And then, okay. And all the links, I'll make sure they are linked below the video. Did we accomplish our goal to learn how to do some crafting with scraps?
Love it.
Did we accomplish our goal? Dimps just dropped the link right there too for following Patrick on Instagram. Did we accomplish?
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. Thank y'all so much for being here. Let me say what I say about road rage. You know how I feel about it. It's not necessary. It's senseless. When you are driving and somebody is angry at you or they want to get in front of you, let them get in front of you. It's not going to be the end of the world. You're probably not going to the same place anyway.
Just head down, drive forward. Don't even pay attention.
Drive forward. Arrive alive. Okay.
That's
if
it.
their
Arrive
blinker
alive.
is not on, you just assume they don't have a blinker. Maybe they're on their way to AutoZone. Okay. Just don't do it. Think about it. With road rage, you are making lifelong decisions based on a 10-second interaction. Right? You're acting out of emotion, and let your emotion not be anger. All right.
Hey, quick decisions have long-term effects, people.
Exactly. So don't do it. It's not worth it. Somebody is waiting for you to get back home. Okay. All right. So thank y'all for being here. Y'all make sure you do all the links, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. They do have a new product that's coming out next week. Kristen already dropped the date for that. And we're going to get out of here. And if nobody has told you they love you, I love you. Thank y'all for being here. Okay. All right. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Patrick.
Bye.